Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today, highlighting this Trifecta deck, including the Trifecta, obviously, Valkyrie, Musketeer, and Hog, and you can see the rest of the deck here. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different that I have never actually brought you before. We're going to be basically, in this tournament, we're not going to be playing. Instead, we're going to be following around Jordan, who's one of the best Trifecta players that I've ran into. He's one of my Twitter followers. He's joined almost all of my tournaments now that I host every single day. I put out the password only on Twitter, and this guy is really good. So throughout this entire episode, maybe we'll make it around 15 minutes. We'll watch a decent amount of his matches. You can see we're just kind of hopping in towards the end of this one as we go to overtime, and what we'll basically do is just kind of see what he does, see how he plays this Trifecta deck and what makes him such a good player, and we'll kind of track his progress throughout this tournament and see how he does and see if we can't pick up any tips for using this deck. Now, this deck is definitely really effective, not just saying that, and it's probably the most effective non-legendary deck for tournaments, certainly. So let's go ahead and hop into the next match here and try to catch things from the beginning here with Jordan. So he starts right off the bat with an Elixir Collector, kind of a ballsy move there, considering he doesn't know if his opponent has a miner or not, but it looks like the opponent's being pretty aggressive too here with a Giant and a Musketeer right behind it. So let's see, pay special attention, guys, to how Jordan defends with this deck and how he turns these successful defenses into good offenses. You'll see that oftentimes he counters whatever the opponent's doing with a Musketeer in the back near his tower and then a Valkyrie up front near the water. So pay special attention again to how he uses the Valkyrie and the Musketeer to both defend and then to counter push. The nice thing about that placement, obviously, and if you guys always try to keep that in mind, use your Valkyrie close to the water, your Musketeer close to the building, close to the tower, I should say, defensively, that will turn into a nice counter offensive push sometimes, because you'll naturally have your Valkyrie towards the front of the push and your Musketeer towards the back, and you can add the Hog in. So now he has 2 Elixir Collectors on the board right now, and again, it's going to be the same defense here. Even with the Poison spell, he has a Musketeer defending against Barbarians, and then he's going to drop the Valkyrie there. He drops a Skeletons as well just to distract a couple of those Barbarians and the Musketeers so the Valkyrie could finish the job and defend against those troops. So look at the cannon placement as well. You'll see that Jordan does not make many mistakes, whether it be any of his cannon placements or his poison or anything like that. He really knows the best location to put these units. Even the Musketeer right there, he placed it in the perfect area to target the Giant, kill the Giant, and then without even moving be able to pivot and kill that Princess. So that was some great defensive positioning there, again, by Jordan. Now, at this point in the match, you know, not a ton is going on, right? They're kind of chipping away at each other's left towers, but you'll notice Jordan keeps poking away, and he uses the same type of offensive surges here on his push, right? He uses the Hog Rider, and then he immediately drops the Poison, and then he comes right after that with a Valkyrie, and you can see he did a lot of damage, despite a decent job defending there by the red player. So, again, defending against the guards and the Giant here, he has the cannon in the perfect placement, really getting that Giant to go way across to the right-hand side of this arena. And one thing you will notice if you look at Jordan's Elixir throughout all these matches, guys, is he always leaves himself with plenty of Elixir left to defend. You rarely see him with less than 2 or 3 Elixir, even in moments like this, where right now, obviously, he's going very hard defensively, but then, because of his positioning, again, he's able to start out that next big push. He has, again, the Hog Rider, the Musketeer. The Hog Rider got to the tower, and he took home the W. So good job there, again, by Jordan. We're just going to sit back, relax, and wait till his next match, and we can see how many wins he can get in a row here. You can see he's creeping up in the standings right now, and he's immediately hopping into his next match. So right now, he's in 6th place. Let's go ahead and click on the match, and let's see who he goes against this time. Now, I really like to see him go against a Miner deck or a Sparky deck, one of these very difficult to counter decks, and see how he handles things, especially without the Mini P.E.K.K.A. in this deck. deck. So no mini P.E.K.K.A, and you'd think it'd be a little bit more difficult to counter, but he does a very, very good job of keeping the opponent's high damage dealing units off of his towers. So he's going against a Witch deck this time, so this should be interesting. He builds the Elixir Collector. He has 6 Elixirs, so still plenty to defend with. The opponent, instead of going further with that push there, opts to use the poison against his Elixir Collector in his right tower. Not sure I'm a huge fan of ever using poison against the opposite tower that you're targeting with your push, depending of course on the match. But look at this, he has the Ice Spirit as well. Should be an interesting match here to see how Jordan goes about countering this type of deck with his deck. So he uses the skeletons, trying to lure that mini P.E.K.K.A away from the giant, try to add a little separation between them, and he does it. What a beautiful, beautiful job of defending there, using that cannon to lure the giant over for a second, and then putting down that musketeer way further in the opposite right lane to help out and support. And now the musketeer is at full health, and I'm pretty sure she's going to go over here and kill the princess, and then get a few hits on this right tower. That is what I'm talking about when I say that this guy really knows how to defend with this Trifecta deck. And as you guys know, one of the cool things that I love about the skeleton in any Hog Rider deck is it just really, really helps the cycle move. So when you have those cheap cards, I mean, obviously it goes without saying really, you guys already know this, but when you have the Ice Spirit or the skeleton in your deck, it dramatically helps the cycle improve. It helps you defend faster, and it helps you cycle over to that hog on offense quicker if need be. So now this is going to be interesting here. We have a giant and a witch combo coming in the right, and Jordan decides to go really, really strong in the left. He's probably going to take down that tower on the left. Let's see how he defends here on the right. Perfectly placed poison spell, perfectly placed cannon there. Draws that giant away from the witch. He has a musketeer now helping on defense. And just as I said, he takes down that left tower. That is the combo you want. You want the Hog Rider and the Valkyrie leading the, well, you want the Valkyrie leading the way, taking the hits from the tower, and then immediately you want the Hog right behind that Valkyrie so they can try to avoid the separation if possible. And then the musketeer lingering behind will help with that DPS to counter whatever your opponent tries to counter your Valkyrie and Hog with. So that was a very good job. And then defensively, you saw how much bang for the buck he got out of that cannon in the poison spell there. And again, he's going hard on the right side. So you can see he doesn't let up and just start sitting on his laurels and playing defense here. Instead, he's going for the gold, man. He's trying to take down the right tower, but he wins a pretty decisive 1-0 victory either way against Lupin there. So let's go ahead and hop into his next match. I hope he doesn't take a bathroom break or something. That would make for an awkward YouTube video, but you can see he is jumping right into the next match, so let's go ahead and jump in with him. He's now in 3rd place, by the way, guys, so I wonder if he wins this. I'll leave in the comments below whether or not he wins, because I'm not going to keep you guys for the full 45 minutes that's left in the tournament right now. So this time is interesting. Jordan decides to open up with the Hog Rider right off the bat, and by the time the opponent counters the Hog Rider and is ready for a little offensive surge of his own, Jordan is ready with that cannon to try to defend, obviously, and does a good job doing so. So now we have okay, so his opening hand was Cannon, Hog Rider, Zap, and Skeleton. He used the Hog Rider right off the bat. He cycled to the Elixir Collector. Now the Elixir Collector is on the board. Now he has the Elixir advantage as well. The opponent uses the Fireball against it. Not a bad move there. But again, this time he's going against the minor Hog Rider deck with the, I wonder what he has for the last 2 cards there. I'm not totally sure. Could be a Furnace, a Giant, perhaps. We'll have to wait and see. So, mini P.E.K.K.A for sure, probably, right? So, here comes the Hog Rider again on the right-hand lane. He was ready for the cannon. Never misses a cannon, this guy. Never misses a cannon. Boy, I'm going to make this guy a celebrity by the time this match is over. So, Zap is one of his last cards, the red player now. He takes down the left tower, again using that combo. Musketeer, by the way, on a tower by herself can do about 500 or 600 damage before she is taken down, so never leave a lone musketeer shooting away at your tower. You're going to lose oftentimes way more hit points than you're anticipating going into it. So we still haven't seen the last card in the red player's deck, but then again, we haven't seen the last card in Jordan's deck, or at least the opponent hasn't seen it. We here all know what it is. It's the poison spell. So let's see when he uses his first poison, if he does at all. And of course, it is indeed a mini P.E.K.K.A, the last card in the opponent's deck there. So a mini P.E.K.K.A versus a Valkyrie. Ooh, just got barely got a hit on that Valkyrie. Valkyrie just clinging to life right now. He decides to go ahead and compound this little push here using the Hog Rider, and then the Ice Spirit gets the Hog Rider, but the Hog Rider is going to get a few hits on this tower, and here's that perfectly placed cannon just in time to get the attraction of that Hog Rider, lure him all the way into the line of sight of that left tower as well. So certainly another beautiful job defending, and hey guys, guess what? Another Valkyrie Musketeer Hog Trifecta push in the right-hand lane. Now as he executes this really nice push here, he's gonna get the I think he's gonna get the tower down. Is he? It's gonna be close. Bear just clinging on to life by that tower, jeez. But this is what I'm talking about on these decks, man. You gotta play these for a while. You really need to absolutely get some repetition on these decks, guys. You can't, if you try the Jordan deck, you're in your next tournament and you're not familiar with how to properly play the Trifecta deck, you're not gonna win every match as we've seen Jordan do so far and come in first place. These decks really need a lot of repetition. You have to be aware, even almost before the opponent plays their cards, how you're going to counter any specific offensive push with this deck. So let's go ahead and maybe watch one more battle, guys. I hope you guys find this type of episode interesting. I found a player who's really good at a specific deck. We invited them to a tournament, and then we're just basically going to stalk them and see how they play it. And I find that more so than any other way to get better at this game, you just need to watch really good players with specific decks. You watch them play, and then you get better playing when you do the deck as well, because you see how they counter certain things that the opponent throws at them, as well as how they orchestrate their best and most successful pushes offensively. You can really see what combinations they use, and even how they start out a match here, and how they deal with specific cards that the opponent may have. So again, we're going against a miner deck. These miner decks are everywhere, so
popular right now. Almost everybody's playing the miner after that secret hidden buff to the miner where the deployment time, where it actually spawns, got moved from 1 second all the way down to 0.7 seconds, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but we're seeing a lot more miner action, and rightfully so, because the miner is such an effective card. But you can see that the Trifecta deck really combats any legendary deck. It holds its own, at least, against any legendary deck. So we're going to see again here. Hopefully, Jordan can go undefeated. We're obviously watching this live, so it's a good thing I didn't bring this episode to you guys, and then he just immediately starts losing 3 or 4 matches in a row. As it stands right now, he has not lost at all. So we'll see if he takes home all of it. Again, I will comment below and let you guys know if he won, if you guys are curious. And this is an interesting defense. Oh, look at that. That was, I mean, who does this? This guy is so good with the deck, man. He plays the Musketeer perfectly right to the left in front of that King Tower. He puts the Valkyrie down at the very last second right in front of that Hog Rider, and he doesn't even take a hit from the Hog Rider, and then he's able to get a few hits of his own onto that left tower offensively. The opponent is angry, and I don't blame him because Jordan knows his stuff, guys. So again, Hog Rider sneaking him in there with the poison spell. Hog Rider poison is definitely one of Jordan's favorite combinations because not only does it obviously kill whatever they use or do damage to whatever they use to target the Hog Rider, it also slows down those troops. And even if the Hog Rider dies, which obviously he's apt to do, he's going to come back at you with whatever he countered the Hog Rider with. But if that poison's there, it's going to slowly bleed out the hit points of those troops as they're returning to your side of the map, crossing over the water. So again, we have that lethal combination of Musketeer, Skeletons, Hog Rider. We take down the left tower. Boom! Jordan does it again, guys. And now he has the Hog Rider and the Musketeer onto the King Tower. Opponent says good game. It's only 10 seconds left in the match. That looks to be game, set, match, guys. Wow. It looks like, what did he go, 4 or 5-0 in this episode? So guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. We really kind of dug into the Trifecta deck, really covering how to counter these miner decks that are so popular, and a couple other configurations as well, a couple other meta strategies out there. So guys, if you want to see more episodes along these lines where we pick out one really good player on one specific deck, let me know in the comments below. I always read them all, guys. Thank you so much for watching, taking a little bit out of your day to hang out with me. I really appreciate it, guys. As always, take care, guys.